पिक्चर का नाम है चित्रकूट। पिक्चर रिलेशनशिप्स के बारे में है। इट्स अबाउट द आइडिया ऑफ लव। हम लोग सब ने मिलकर इसको बहुत मेहनत करी है। अकबर भाई जिन्होंने पहले ख्वाहिश प्रोड्यूस करी थी, वो प्रोड्यूसर हैं मेरे साथ। औरित्रा, विभोर, नैना, श्रुति और किरण जो आज हमारे साथ नहीं है, they were all part of the main cast। एंड पिक्चर है 5 कैरेक्टर्स के बारे में, their search for love, their search for companionship, and how love changes them, essentially the transforming power of love is what the film is about। और क्या जानना चाहेंगे आप बताइए? हाँ, तो मेरी पैदाइश झांसी की है और वो एक आप कह सकते हैं कि अयोध्या का लैंड है वो पूरा। तो मैं बचपन से रामचरितमानस हमने हमारी फैमिली में पढ़ी जाती है। और एक बहुत फेमस एक विजुअल है जो आप लोग सब जानते होंगे कि राम सीता जी के बाल से हार रहे हैं। सो ये कहा जाता है हमारे इलाके में कि उस समय में उनका प्यार एकदम परफेक्ट था। तो ना उसके पहले ना उसके बाद, उसके पहले वो भाई थे, राजा थे, बेटा थे, और चित्रकूट के बाद उनका सीता जी का अपहरण हो गया। सो वो एक समा था उनके लाइफ में, व्हेन दे वर वेरी वेरी मच इन लव, इट वाज अ परफेक्ट लव। तो मैंने उसी का एक सिंबोलिज्म पकड़ के एक मॉडर्न फिल्म बनाई कि प्यार जो है कभी रुकता नहीं, उसका सुनहरा पल एक लिमिट का ही होता है, उसको जितना भी कोशिश करो वो हाथ में नहीं आता है। So that is why I used Chitrakut as a symbolic metaphor। Sorry? Relationship drama है।
हिमांशु जी, आपसे जानना चाहूंगी, 2000 में आई फिल्म तुम बिन में आपने एज एक्टर काम किया और अब जो है आप एक एक्टर से फिल्म मेकर बन गए। आपकी जर्नी कैसे रही एक्टर से लेकर फिल्म मेकर?
बहुत एक्साइटिंग जर्नी है, मैं कहूँगा। आप एक बार एक्टर बन जाते हैं तो आप स्टोरी टेलर तो बन ही जाते हैं। तो साथ साथ एक नेचुरल प्रोग्रेशन होता है, एवोल्यूशन होता है हर आर्टिस्ट का, कि वो एक्टिंग करे, राइटिंग करे, फिल्म मेकर बने या और कुछ करे। जैसे औरित्रा डांस करती हैं, ये सब कुछ ना कुछ, यू कीप इवॉल्विंग एज एन आर्टिस्ट। सो एक एवोल्यूशन था, नेचुरल था। एक समय के बाद मैं एक्टिंग से बोर हो गया था और बॉलीवुड की फिल्में मुझे बहुत बोर करती थी। इंटरनेशनल सिनेमा देख देख के मेरे को समझ में आ गया था कि बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं इस फील्ड में। देयर आर लॉट ऑफ न्यू वेज ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग दैट कैन बी डन। तो बस उसी से इंस्पायर होके फिर मैंने भी मतलब सोचा कि मैं, और कुछ ऐसा था कि जो कहानियां मैं देखता था अपने आसपास अपनी लाइफ में, वो मुझको पर्दे पर नहीं दिख रही थी। तो बस उसी मकसद से मैंने शुरू किया कि जो कहानियां मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ वो मैं बोलना चाहूंगा, और उसी मकसद से शुरू किया।
कहीं से इंस्पायर है ये मूवी या कहीं इंस्पायर करेगी किसी?
इंस्पायर्ड वैसे बहुत सारे पर्सनल किस्से हैं इस मूवी में। तो नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। रिलेशनशिप के ऊपर फिल्म है और बहुत समय तक मैं चाहता था मैं कुछ ऐसी फिल्म बनाऊं, बट द थिंग इज इट इज अ वेरी वेरी ओल्ड जॉनर, relationships and love। तो जब तक unless you don't have something new to say on that, then there's no point, because people have done so much work in this genre about male-female relationships।
टीम सिलेक्शन को लेकर क्योंकि सभी अलग-अलग कह रहे हैं, किरदार किस तरह का कैसे सिलेक्ट किया ये लोग, क्या खूबी थी
सब बेहतरीन एक्टर्स हैं, सब बेहतरीन लुकर्स हैं, और इन सबको मैंने पहले मीटिंग में ही कास्ट किया। One moment I met them, I knew I'm going to cast them।
So how she discovers love through the other couples, that's a very, very interesting thing of him. And Himanshu's really presented me so beautifully. I'm so happy, and I'm glad somebody thought of me in that way as well। Or even like he said, कि पहली meeting में हम, मतलब I think I was traveling around when Himanshu had approached me, और मैं कहीं मैं बिल्कुल I was not interested in working around that time, and कुछ थोड़ी बहुत
इन सबको मैंने एक पेज का एक सिनॉप्सिस भेजा था about the characters, which is what I think
But
a
I
lot of
remember जब मुझे script मिली थी, so I think I just sat down and by my window and I got up once I finished reading the script because it hooked me to that level. And I was totally, consumed by it. And immediately I called him up and I said I'm on. So I'm really looking forward to your reactions as well.
Himanshu, Majidi saw your film and he appreciated it. So what is your reaction and how did the film reach you?
It was a pure blessing. It was great. So 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗏 is a very respected member of the Iranian community in India. He's the head of their community also. So he had some way conveyed to Mr. Majid that we have made a film, which is a very interesting film. And I think his manager in India saw some footage and said this is a very artistic film, and we should try and show it to Mr. Majidi when he comes to India. It has that touch of Mr. Majid. It has that sensitivity. So it was a great compliment from the manager itself to begin with. And then Mr. Majidi was in India. He was the chairman of a jury in Kerala. And one day before he was going back to Iran, he agreed to meet me. And he had said very honestly that I want to meet the filmmaker, hear from him what his story is, what his film is about. And if I find it interesting, then I will see the film. Otherwise, please excuse me. So I said, no problem. I will come and meet. I'll be more than happy to spend even a few minutes with you. I flew to Trivandrum that very afternoon. I met him for coffee, and he's a real. He's a miracle, really. The kind of person he is, for the stature of filmmaker he is, for the childlike curiosity he has about life, and the way he understood things so quickly, and that was the most fascinating thing for me. He saw the film and the questions he had about the film, and it is not his language also. He had two translators translating the film throughout the film, but he understood it so minutely, and I don't think there's anybody else who's analyzed the film better than he has. And it was a memorable day for me, because I remember he came out of the hall and I was standing aside and I gave him space. He went outside under a tree, was smoking a cigarette, and he told his assistant that tell Mr. Malik that I will meet him for dinner and discuss the film because I really like the film. I want to spend time with him. And at that point I said, so the assistant came to me and he said, he says, meet you for dinner. I said, but I'm taking an evening flight out. So Mr. Majidi came to me directly. He said, you can't leave without meeting me. We have to talk about the film. Come in the car. Come sit with me right now. I want to talk to you about the film. I want to know how you wrote it. I want to know how you built it. So I think it was a great gift.
Hi, Himanshu.
In a way, storytelling, performances, the way people approach dialogues, I find currently the Hindi films very, very traditional. What I call traditional. I'm not saying good or bad. Yeah. Traditional. वो classic तरीका होता है where the camera is between the audience and the story and the actors. I don't want to movement along with the characters. So this is a very different way of approaching storytelling.
So continuing that, is it applicable for South Indian movies also? Your approach?
South Indian cinema, a lot of people ask me about South Indian cinema. I feel South Indian cinema it's like a giant whale. It can't get bigger. They keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So, after a point, you have to invest more in complex human stories. You have to. There is that one actor from South, he did a film called Malik, Kerala, Malayalam actor. He does very interesting films. He was in Super Deluxe.
Okay. Super Deluxe wala.
Like Super Deluxe is a very interesting film.
It is a related question. And जितनी भी साउथ की मूवीज आई आप कोई भी देख लो, RRR देख लो और उससे पहले आई थी KGF देख लो, तो वो बहुत दर्शकों को बहुत ज़्यादा पसंद आई थी। तो आपको लगता है कहीं ना कहीं बॉलीवुड को अपनी स्क्रिप्ट है, जो स्टोरी है, वो चेंज करने की जरूरत है, स्टीरियोटाइप?
जी हाँ, बिल्कुल. I think Bollywood is far behind South Indian cinema, and I think कि so what is RRR and KGF and Pushpa done? They have taken classic stories and told them fantastically. अब बॉलीवुड क्या करते हैं? They take classic stories and they tell them badly. क्योंकि उसमें कुछ मारना ही तो जाएगा. हाँ, मतलब कि हाँ, मतलब वो बॉलीवुड में ना, and I understand why also, because Bollywood has become such a machinery कि प्रोड्यूसर बोलेगा इसका गाना डालना है, उसका डांस डालना है, तो ये करना है, ये स्टीरियोटाइप कि अरे वो जो भी है आइटम सॉन्ग चाहिए, वो चाहिए, नहीं होना चाहिए, वो होना, ऐसा करते हैं, कॉमेडी डाल दो, ये डाल दो. But that is also because Bollywood is a much bigger industry than South industry.
Aritra, my question is Aritra, my question for you is कि इस कैरेक्टर में अपने आप को एडजस्ट करने के लिए कितना टाइम लगा, कितना डिफिकल्टी आपने फेस की, या आपको लगा कि दिस इज द वे आई एम?
A bit of both. Actually, the character is a dancer. तो मैंने अपनी जो परफॉर्मेंस लाइफ स्टार्ट की थी वो एज अ डांसर ही थी. So I'm trained in ballet, jazz, contemporary. So तो वो पार्ट बहुत इजी था. लेकिन इस कैरेक्टर की हिस्ट्री ये है कि शी कम्स फ्रॉम इंग्लैंड. तो जब वो मेरे ख्याल से 9-10 साल की थी तो ये लोग उसके पेरेंट्स सेटल हो गए थे इंग्लैंड में. So that bit was थोड़ा सा I had to work on that because obviously the backstory is different. Yeah, so a bit of both, but we did a lot of talk and workshop. हमने बहुत से workshops किए थे. किरण और मैंने भी बहुत सारे workshops किए. तो या धीरे-धीरे.
There was one very interesting thing about Aritra about the film.
I came thinking.
Yeah. So क्या हो रहा था? When I used to meet actresses and I would ask them, can you dance? It's a dancer role. So everybody can dance. अरे क्या हो गया? तो सबको बोलो, and everybody can dance. I mean, in my times there were dancing actors and non-dancing actors. Like I was a non-dancing actor. तो मेरे से डांस नहीं होगा तो मैं बोलता था भाई मैं नहीं करूँगा. But in now times, modern times, आप बोल रहे, everybody dances. सबकी reels में मतलब बाप रे कुछ. So I asked her, you dance? She said sometimes. Sometimes मतलब no, not so much. So she was being very, she was very humble about it. When she meant not so much, means she dances only 2 hours a day, not 8 hours a day. So then I said, so what dance do you do? मुझे किसी ने बोला कि dance with different types. I didn't know that. Little, She said I was jazz ballet. Contemporary modern.
I think the list went on and he said, ये सब क्या होता है?
And then at some point I told her कि आप choreograph कर लेना. And and we were preparing for the character, we were doing so many other things, and somehow she couldn't do much rehearsals. And me and the DP were very concerned कि चलो आप dance करोगे, but क्या करोगे dance? We have to understand what to do. And I asked her, I said, you're shooting in 3 days, you haven't met the choreographer. And she told me, I told you I dance. Don't worry, I'm sorted. And then she sent me her videos, and I saw what she does, and I said, oh my God, club. And we didn't do any rehearsals during her dance, before the dance. She just came, the whole set was her platform, and I think she just took off. The first time she took off, me and the DP were like, I mean, how do we shoot this also? And we didn't have, we didn't have the rigs, everything. And it was quite good. You see the trailer, you would see her, she moves like the wind.
नैना, आपसे जानना चाहूँगी कि इस फिल्म में आपका रोल क्या है और आपका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा इस फिल्म को लेकर?
तो मेरा जो कैरेक्टर है उसका नाम है अलीशा, और वो इंदौर की रहने वाली है और मैं भी इंदौर की रहने वाली हूँ. तो जब मुझे नरेट किया हिमांशु ने और उन्होंने बताया मुझे कि द कैरेक्टर इज फ्रॉम इंदौर, आई टोल्ड हिम दैट आई एम आल्सो फ्रॉम इंदौर. So he was very excited about it, that okay, finally I got that character. So yeah, she's a very confused, very sweet girl, very just living her life and experiencing life and relationships and love. Yeah.
Himanshu, I hope you remember me. The first interview
Yes.
taken by me.
Yes.
Congratulations, and we are hoping कि 24 ये Master Blaster हो. But first thing I wanna ask कि अब लोग आपको तुमबिन एक्टर अगर बुलाते हैं, that एक जीन क्रिएट करता है, या फिर आपको अगर कोई बोले चित्रकूट के डायरेक्टर, तो आप क्या प्रेफर करेंगे?
Actually, तुमबिन तो मेरा अस्तित्व बन चुका है. It's become my identity now, and it's a very fascinating film which has created such an impact for all the actors and just the film it is, that will always be. So I would like to be called Tumbin actor Thunder. And if you notice, even Tumbin was a relationship, and even Chitrakut is a relationship.
How was the experience of yours working in the movie and हिमांशु सर का काम करने का experience कैसा रहा?
बहुत ही बढ़िया, बहुत ही अच्छा था।
आपके कैरेक्टर के बारे में भी थोड़ा सा बताइए।
तो ये एक स्केच आर्टिस्ट है जो पैसे कमाने के लिए कुकिंग करता है, मतलब उसका शौक भी है, लेकिन वो एक जूनियर शेफ की तरह जॉब करता है रेस्टोरेंट में, बॉम्बे बॉय। मैं नहीं हूँ, बट जब मैंने शूट किया तब तक मैं 7-8 साल मुंबई में रह चुका था, और वो फिर उसके लाइफ में बहुत सारे कैरेक्टर्स आते हैं, ये 3 लोग आते हैं और एक लोग और भी आते हैं, तो वो कैसे कैसे चेंज होता है, कैसे कैसे इवॉल्व होता है, वो मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव से वो कहानी थी। तो बहुत ही अच्छा था, बहुत ही चैलेंजिंग पार्ट था। मतलब पहली फिल्म थी वो, जब मैंने स्क्रिप्ट पढ़ी तो मज़ा आ गया कि यार ये काम मिल गया, इससे अच्छा क्या मिल सकता है।
Himanshu, one more thing. Left side आपने बता दिया कि who are sitting there. We know the stars. We also know the right side.
So, 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗵𝗶, he produced 𝗙𝗵𝗲. That time I was an actor, and I remember we were a low budget film then, so I was staying with him in his house, and I was I'm still a disciplined person, so and no, I was never late, always on time, wake up early, and he's also wake up at 5 in the morning, so we had a good bond. We used to all both wake up at 4:30 in the morning, get ready and go for shoot. 𝗙𝗵𝗲 was also very intense shoot. Then I became a filmmaker, and then I kept showing him my short film and everything. It's in Pune. So he said, "What is the film about?" I said, "No, don't worry about that. Just get me the locations, because मैं आपको ऐसे आपको film बताऊँ. It's a very complex film. It's a very modern film, and actually very difficult to explain the film. And I find as a filmmaker also, if you ask me what is my film about, it's very difficult to tell you in a very concise manner. So then I said कि there is one song that I wrote this whole film to. Okay. Every morning I used to listen to the song and I used to write the film. And I don't even know what language the song is. I will play that song for you. And if I can make the film like this, we'll be successful. And he heard the song, and midway through the song he said, "I love the song. I love what you're doing. Whatever it is, we'll do it. We'll do it together." And
we used the song a lot during many sequences.
That Ronnie song was too good, yes.
That's the way Himanshu attracts his casting crew.
Yeah.
He creates the song. He tells you that this is how I want the character to be. The same thing happened with me as well.
Yeah.
He created a song, and I'm like, this is exactly how I perceive him as well. And he played, I remember it was a Spanish song, and I was tripping anyway over the Spanish culture and all that. And I was like, yes, we're on the.
Yeah, he's very good with picking music. अपने 4-5
No, I really love the song.
सोच रखा था कि क्या pick करेंगे, क्या किस पे play करेंगे.
so I had a song for every character.
Yeah, a theme.
Theme. So she didn't know what I was sending her, and they didn't know. He said, "This is your theme."
मुझे लगा आपको एक ही भेजा।
Now I ask you for recommendations.
No, I must tell you about that Goan song. It's called 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗵𝗶. Okay, and so he said, "I love this song. We'll do it." He started the film. Then during post production, he said, "You're putting that song in the film." I said, "उसके rights लेने पड़ेंगे." I didn't even know what language it was. मुझे किसी ने भेजा था, अच्छा लगा, हाँ सुन के सब कर दिया. He said, "Put it in the film." So then I think my assistant said, "Sir, this is a Goan song sung by a very famous Goanese artist called 𝗙𝗵𝗲𝗹𝗵𝗵. She's like the Lata Mangeshkar of Goa. She's epic there. And Goan song. So rights, we had no idea who had the rights. We had no idea who made the album. Then I went to Goa. I spent 1 week in Goa, going village to village, finding out कि वो गाना लोरना का आपके पास है, वो who's the producer. And I got very lucky that I found one old man saying, "I'm the producer. That song is with me." So I said, So he said, I said, sir, I'm looking for you for 2 weeks. He said, no, so I have to give you the song. So, no, but then he also said one thing. He said, a lot of people spoil Goa in their films. If I like how you have shot Goa, and it is worth Lorna, because Lorna is our goddess, then I'll give you the song, otherwise don't. So I said, I showed him how I shot Goa, and we had done a beautiful shoot there, and he said, you have captured Goa very well. And he gave me the song, and now it's in the film.